Hello. So today's automation is going to be super transformative for your business. Why? Because it is going to customize, personalize outreach to your prospects, and it's working on both email as well as SMS. So you're fully covered. Now, how it's going to work? So we are going to use a assisted ChatGPT, which will create a personalized subject line, a personalized email content based upon your prospects detail, as well as like in case if you wanted to add any more things like their choice, their preference, their designation, what company they work for, and so many things. So GPT is going to analyze that information and it will create a unique, a personalized outreach message in terms of SMS and email, both well formatted, well documented, and will send out using Twilio for SMS and using Gmail or Outlook for the email part. And this has multiple benefits. First of all, most of the time when you send a bulk outreach, the same message with some variables change over there, and that generally start getting landing into spam or promotion box. However, this content is going to be dynamic and unique for each of your recipients, so it will directly land into their particular inbox. Secondly, it builds really good bond, really good strong affiliation with your brand, because you are writing them about their preferences, their choices, and their own business case, right? So they can surely and simply pick it very well, and they can connect. The response rate can increase so much. So yeah, let's dive in. Let's build this transformative email and SMS outreach using ChatGPT and Make.com. So now let's get started. We are going to start with a checklist. So checklist has like all the components which we will need to build this automation. Over here, first of all, we have Google Sheet established. So Google Sheet is required to hold all your prospect data, be it their first name, last name, their company name, their designation, their phone number, email address, and so on. Plus, whenever we generate any personalized content for them, be it SMS or email, we are going to hold that particular text into this Google Sheet next to their names. So you can always have a quick reference, like what kind of content is generated and what is being sent to them. In case if you wanted to modify it, you can do that as well. Secondly, we will need an OpenAI ChatGPT account. So here we are going to establish a personalized ChatGPT assistant. So we'll train it a little bit on your business tone, your voice tone, and so on. Third is we'll need a Gmail account, obviously, to send emails. Fourth is we will need a Twilio account to send out the SMS. And finally, we will also need a Make.com account to establish this entire automation workflow. Now let's dive into Google Sheet first. We are going to establish the entire Google Sheet, the format, structure, layout, and then we'll connect it with furthermore dots. So this is our Google Sheet format. Over here you see I provided a couple of basic columns. It's really basic structure. If you want, I can share this sheet with you. So once you get the link, simply go here on file, click make a copy, and this sheet can be copied into your respective Google Drive. Now what we have here, so we have called first name, last name, the respective email address from the prospect. Then we have mobile number, so where we are going to send the SMS. Then we have a couple of their professional information, be it like designation, their company name, so like someone is a marketing manager at MK Group and so on. And then there is a short description which indicate like who they are, what kind of choice they have, or maybe what they are interested in. So this prospect information is really important. ChatGPT can design the personal outreach including this type of a proper short description or this information. Now next to it we have sending preference. So in case you may not want to send like both the things to everyone, so like there are two options. Either we can send SMS or we can send the email as well. Now here we have defined a preference whether you want to send both, you just want to send them an email or only SMS. Right, so this is a good control point, really important. Now once we generate or GPT generate the text which is going to be sent to them, it should come up like this. So we have personalized outreach SMS text, the email subject line, the email plain text, and the email HTML body. So in case if you wanted to design an email like which looks really good, hyperlinks or maybe some sort of signature or something has to be done, some images has to be put in, then obviously HTML is really important, which can give a real good look to any email. So we are generating both plain text and HTML. Why plain text? Because in case if you wanted to read the entire email text, then you'll not be able to do it easily with the HTML structure. So it's really good to have it via text format. So this is just for the reading purpose where you can read the content and approve it. And finally, here we have outreach status. So once the work is done until here, then you have control where you can do a couple of things. Let's bring this column here. It makes more sense. So whenever you have any contact built in here, then you can choose like whether you want to create a message for them. So messages like including all of these things. Secondly, once the message is ready, it will say message content is ready, and you will see all these lines are already filled. Then we have something called start sending. So you can select, let's say for example, here we have 10 contacts. I don't want to send them all together, right? So let's say all of these are blank. I just say create message, and I want to create for them. As soon as I do, the system is going to trigger the automation flow and then the content will be created. Then I can choose, okay, I just want to send to this person and this person. Let's leave it for now, this one. So you have complete control to whom you want to send this things out. So let's say I'll just put a couple of more things and so on. And then once the system would have sent these out, then it will automatically mark it as sent. It's system updated column. Finally, over here, I have kept two more things, which is SMS and email send log. So it is going to get the message ID as well as date and time when this particular email or SMS was sent out to this person. So yeah, this is a quick brief setup of Google Sheet. In case if you want more column, we can add it. So now it is high time for us to move to the second item on the checklist, which is OpenAI ChatGPT. So here we are going to set up the personal GPT assistant. How that work? Let's jump in. So over here you see we are onto something called openai.com. Let me just retype it. Here we go to products, and then products you have something called API login. Now on API login, we have two choices. One is ChatGPT, second is API. If you click here, you will land on the existing or default ChatGPT where you can just type in with GPT, chat with them. Second is called API. So API is important because we are going to build an automation and we want ChatGPT to work automatically with other modules, be it Google Sheet or something else, right? So let's dive into API. Now here you will see the dashboard something like this. You can choose your respective account and then projects and so on. Then move to dashboard. Over here on dashboard you will see something called assistants. So currently I built so many assistants over here. Let's say, let me just click on create again and let's start building this assistant. So over here we have this assistant ID. I can simply put a name over here. So I'll say personal outreach assistant. Yep. Let me open this into playground. Now over here I have just defined this name since I already have one. So I'm just putting it V2 version 2. Then we can put any sort of instructions and it's all upon you what you wanted to build or you wanted to this GPT to be done. So for example, I can say you are going to write personal email and SMS outreach to my business prospect. I'm going to give you information like their name, email, then it can be designation, company name, and a short brief about them. You will have to pitch our product and services in a very gentle way and do not be sales, I'm just writing a cheap sales guy, or do not try to push the sales. Just your goal is to book a meeting. The email, the SMS, text should be max 140 characters, else it's going to take more credits on your other things, right? So this is ready for us. Here we can choose what model we want. It's ChatGPT 4.0, 4.0 mini, turbo 4 and so on. So currently I'm selecting GPT 4.0. Now you can train this GPT with your business information. That's super important. So what we can do is we can attach certain files and it can refer to this file search as well. So currently I'm just going here and what I can do, so let me just go to my computer. I have something called the gross tax presentation, right? So this is the entire presentation, what all things we do and so on. So I can simply drag it here and drop. So this file is added, as well as what I can do is, let me go to my LinkedIn and let's go here. Let's go to the profile, go more, save a PDF. So this will get me all my profile information on LinkedIn as well, right? So let's dive in and check if I can drag it here. Yes, I can. Perfect. So I uploaded two information about my business and myself, so GPT can consider while it's writing that SMS or that email outreach. Yep. And the one last thing you have to do is something called, you can put the response format as JSON object, because we are going to generate multiple things over here like SMS text, the HTML of email text, plain text and the subject line. So they should be mapped properly and the JSON object is a required thing. So this is how we are establishing our personalized ChatGPT assistant, which can be used inside any API call. And that's it. Like in case if you wanted to just play with the temperature or with the top P, so you can do that, but the default settings are recommended, so don't touch them. And yeah, that's it. Just don't forget to turn on this file search. So that is done. Now we have our GPT assistant ready. In case if you want, you can just test it here in the playground. So for example, let's say I put in the information Manish, email as manish@grosstax.com, and we had something called here short description, right? So let's just give it short description and let's see what it responds to. So this is gone, and now it is working on retrieval of this basic information so it can run through it. So subject line is here, exploring potential collaboration of brand awareness and lead generation, and this is the entire line. And then obviously we have a couple of more things to be working on. So here it's generating everything. Currently we did not give a company name, so it is not taking any company name as such. It's your company. However, we can also curate this using some sort of a prompt, or I can just modify it here as well. Do not leave any place holders in the final output. If you do not have information, then ignore the field and output. Yep, that's it. So we have updated our prompt, and this is how it's going to run and create the entire thing over here. So and also you can see the token consumption also indicated over here. So how much tokens is going to consume. It all depends upon really important. It's all depend upon what kind of information or how heavy information you put in here on this files, because this information will also get along with the prompts. So be cautious, be aware about like how much information you wanted to put about your company. And this is how it can just run through or create this entire email. Now you can also modify it, like just create a few lines email, or maybe 2 line, 3 line, max 100 words and so on. So this kind of configurations can be done right across. So you are feel free to just modify everything here on the instructions. As well as we can also curate the prompt when we are going to map all the real data right from Google Sheet into this GPT module. So that we are going to do in the next session. So before we move further into this automation, there are 2 more critical and very important communication method that should be set up properly. So one is your Gmail account for the emails, and the second is your Twilio, or it can be anything else. It can be Ring Central, it can be any local SMS service, but I would prefer Twilio because it has multi-country delivery options, as well as like we can deliver any multiple type of formats with the same one single account. So let's go and build the Gmail and Twilio. So for example, I think Gmail you would already have. It's pretty straightforward. So let's go here, and this is our Gmail account which is already established on G Suite. However, you can have a personal Gmail, that's absolutely fine. Now something really important to mention is your personal Gmail can send maximum 500 emails per day, and the G Suite account can send up to 2000 emails per day. However, you should not reach those limits, otherwise your obviously Gmail can identify what kind of activity you're doing, what is the open rate, what's the engagement rate of the recipient, and accordingly they can mark your domain reputation or mark your email account reputation. So it's really important to be aware about that. So in case of Twilio, you can go to simply called console.twilio.com, and over here you can see your basic account SID, authentication token, your phone number. If you don't have phone number, simply go here, view all numbers, and then they are giving you option to get a new phone number available. So like you can buy a virtual number over here and just pay for it. So currently I have a US number available right here, as well as you can simply develop any sort of SMS or like messaging template. So yeah, those things can also be done. It's pretty much on the Twilio side, so you can like just play around with this account and ensure that you have enough credits before you send out. One super important thing, Twilio or the US Telecom Regulatory Authority recently started something called A2P, application to person. So if you are sending any messages from any automated system to any person, then you should verify your business first. So you'll have to do some sort of verification process with Twilio. You'll have to submit your business document and a couple of things, and then that will be done. So here you see A2P registration is required for US messaging. So this is super important. So don't forget, like these 2 accounts should be set up properly. So in the next video, we'll proceed to set up the entire make.com automation, and we'll club all these things together. Okay, so now it's high time to set up this entire automation using make.com. So let's dive in. So over here we have this Google Sheet, we have our Twilio account ready, our email account ready, even our ChatGPT assistant is ready. So let's dive into Make. So Make is primarily here, it's make.com. And first of all, what you can do is, in case if you have an account already, that's fine. If not, I'm going to give you a magic link which can give you 10,000 operations for free, and even make is like almost free forever. So you can just get 1,000 operations every month without paying anything. And in case if you want to go for a paid plan, you can get like $9 and 10,000 operations on a monthly basis. So that's really cheap, really economical. I already have an account, so I'm going to log in here. It's admin grows tax, and let's get into this. So once it is getting loaded, let's go on scenarios and let's build a new scenario over here. So it is starting with a new scenario. You can give it a name. So I'll say cold email and SMS outreach using ChatGPT. Yeah, that is done. Now, in your case, I'm going to build the entire blueprint, entire automation. So I'm going to give you this automation for free of cost, like with this entire course or with this entire video. So you can simply go here, click more, click import this blueprint, and the blueprint can be imported directly over here. Now let's start building and see. In case if you want to build with me, let's do it together. First of all, we'll have to connect our Google Sheet. So what we are going to do, or how our entire process is going to work. So here we have, I prepared actually a step-by-step scope for you. So step is like, first we're going to get or set up Google Sheet, and then we are going to watch all the raw or all the particular like records over here in this Google Sheet. So let's get in here and let's set up Google Sheet. So you can just type in, that's fine. And here we are going to search Google Sheet lines. Why we're searching them? Because when you add these records, and you will set up a couple of things. So let's say both email and SMS, and you will set up a couple of more preferences. So let's say outreach status, and then you wanted to create content for some people, right? So let's say you just selected, for example, create content or message. And maybe I'm just putting the same thing over here with multiple of them. Now, second case, when this content is created, you may want to send this content out or send these outreach things out. So you will start selecting this called send, so on, right? So we are searching for line which has these trigger points. One is create message content, and second is start sending, because these are two actions which Google with this entire automation scenario has to perform. So let's get in here. Once you set up this connection, it's pretty straightforward. Click add. It will going to ask you to sign in with Google. So once you click this, it will take you to this Google console, and you can simply choose this email address, sign into your account, give all the permissions, and things will be done. In my case, I already have done it, so I am not going to do it again. Let me just cancel, do it again. And over here, we have option for select from my drive. So this file is already stored in my particular Google Drive. It's called personalized cold outreach basic model. So here I can simply do this. Personalized cold outreach basic model. Yeah. And then over here, it'll ask me the sheet. So I have outreach master over here. This is the sheet name. Then we have table contains headers. So yes, this table has headers available. And over here, we are going to provide a filter. So the filter is basically here we can filter out the records by any particular value. So over here, we wanted to filter records which has create message content or start sending. These two triggers, right? Because this has to be run through the scenario. So I'm just copying from here. Let's get in, and we'll say outreach status is equal to, I said create message content, or we can simply say outreach status is equal to, and then we have second status called start sending. Yeah. We are going to apply certain filters and more routes, but primarily we need these two type of records, whether these are create content or start sending. We can do it in one more better way. It's called pattern matching. So over here you can like match pattern case insensitive, and I can just put a like pipe symbol here, and both the conditions can be put in into the same single stuff. So that's done. Now you may also want to see if the content is creation or the start sending. So for example, if you're going to send something, we may want to first identify whether the sending preference is already allocated or not, right? Or by default, we can consider like it can be both only, right? Or secondly, we may also want to ensure that email address and the phone number is already exist. So here we can put more conditions, and email exist. So in case if the email is going out, it should exist. And similarly, we can say like the phone number also exists and so on. So currently I'm taking off this condition from here. We'll apply it on certain routes. Now you can define how many like record you wanted to process in a single run. So maybe I can say 10 records every time when I trigger the scenario or when this get triggered. So until now, let's try this module, run this only, and let's see what happens. So here we have total 7 records coming out. Why 7? Because these are total 7 records until here, and 3 records which does not have anything will not come up. Now each of these records have their respective person's name, then respective phone number, their details and so on, right? And even along with their sending preference and the outreach status as sending, start sending and so on. Now over here we'll have to apply the second module. What happens? So there are going to be 2 routes. One is we wanted to create some content, second is we wanted to send the content. So first let's go with the router. Let's define the router condition, and here we have 2 routes. One is if the content creation is required, so I'll say here we have sending outreach status, and this is equal to, if we have to create content, let's put this preference here. So, or I'll say create message content. This route is going to follow this path. Now what will happen? So here we'll have to apply the ChatGPT module. So let's go for ChatGPT. So ChatGPT has so many different things like message assistant, create completion, and so on, transform text to structure, and so many things, generate image, analyze image, ChatGPT Whisper is there, and so on. So currently we are going to use message and assistant because we created our assistant. So let's click on this. Now here it's taking some time. Meanwhile, I'll quickly show you how does this work. So you simply have to click on add for your new connection. Go and check out your ChatGPT API key. Organization ID is like quite optional, so you just needed the GPT API key and you can save. The connection will be established. How to do that? In case of GPT, you'll have to go to settings, and on settings you simply click on your profile, and here you have user API keys. Now you can simply generate a new API key. So click on create a new secret. You can define like make automation or something, and then you can simply create this API key. Once the key is created, simply put that into the connection string and the connection will be established. Now here, once the connection is there, you'll see there is something called assistant, and here we got our first assistant. I created so many, but like in your case it may be just the first one. So here we have personal outreach assistant version 2. It's working on GPT 4.0. So let's select that. Now it is showing us the role as user. So obviously we are requesting it as user. That's fine. We can put a message. So message is going to be essentially have few things. And over here, so we have already put in this entire thing where we said like we are going to provide all these information and what it has to do and so many other things. So now we can simply map the values, or in case if you wanted to put a prompt, that can also be done. So let's go for a prompt here. Write a personalized outreach SMS and email to this person. Return output in the following JSON format. Why JSON? Because make.com scenarios works really well with the JSON structure. So let's start with a JSON. I'm going to give you this prompt as well in the description, so no worries on that. So I'll say first name, the person's first name will be mapped here, comma. I already have this prompt, so I can either copy paste, that will be even faster, or maybe let's do it. Designation, then we have company name, then we have short description about this person. What else? I think that's it. We have all these enough information over here. Designation, email, first name, last name, company. Now we can simply map values over here. So once you're working with make.com, that's is super easy. It's fun. So you simply map it here, the first name, the last name, which is coming from the previous module on Google Sheets. So we did a Google Sheet search. Then designation also comes here. Then the company name comes here, and the short description about the person over here. So now once we have all these things mapped, let's go below and say return output in the following JSON format. And the JSON format, what we are expecting is we need details or content for all of these particular columns. So one is personalized outreach SMS text, the email subject line, email plain text, and email HTML. Yep. So let's put in here SMS content will come here, email subject line. You can put like anything, that's absolutely okay. Should not be an issue, because ultimately we just have to map these variables, so not a big deal. Here I can say email body in plain text, and here I say email body in HTML format. Yep, that's it. So this is it now, and we are good because we already established this assistant as like it should get all these data out into the proper JSON format, so that should not be an issue. And let's dive in, let's see how it goes. Now let's build the next step. So here it's going to give us output into proper JSON for all of these things, and then we wanted to merge that output back into Google Sheets. So it's pretty simple. Let's go here, go to Google Sheets, and here we're going to use a module called update raw. So here we have update raw. Now the important thing is like it's going to ask us where you have your sheet available. So a couple of basic things. We'll have to choose the right folder, and then we'll have to choose the right sheet name. So let's go for one automation DIY. Let's see, do we have sheet there? Personalized outreach basic, and then so I had this entire structure available and this basic model. So I selected sheet from the entire Google folder structure. Now here is the sheet name, and now it is asking for raw number. So where the raw number will come from? So basically we are working on raw, which came in output of the first module, the search module, right? So we can simply select this search raw output, the raw number from here. Then we can select the output which is coming from this result. So it's already not run yet. So once we'll have to run, and then we can map things over here into SMS text, subject line, plain text, and HTML body. So let's try to run this for once. Let's see. Manish, CEO, gross tax, good guy, and tech and AI. Let's see how it works. It may take some time actually. So each time when the GPT runs, it can take like up to 3, 4, 5 seconds, or maybe about 10-20 seconds. That's absolutely okay. So here we have the entire well-structured output coming in. It's called like SMS content, the subject line, the subject plain text, and the body plain text, body HTML. I can simply map it here. Let's remove this module which I added earlier. All of those content can be directly mapped over here. So let's go for SMS text. So here is the SMS content. Here we have the subject line for email, plain text, and the HTML text. So all of these things are already mapped. And yeah, that's it. So okay, along with that, we will say outreach status now will become, once this text is out, it will say message content ready. Yep. So here we have message content ready, and that's it. Now we can try to run for a few contacts for now. So let me just keep everything blank. Let's just do this for one Jane Smith, right? So I'm going to run this entire scenario on the test trial purpose, and let's see what happens. Okay, one record passed successfully, which is create content, and let's see what happens. It's working, fine. Meanwhile, I would love to hear your automation ideas. So in case if you have something, just comment or just submit me your request, and I'll try to build that automation for you. Perfect. So here it says message content ready. This is the message content for SMS, the subject line, great. The content, which is here, dear Jan, I hope you are doing well, I'm Manish, and so on. And here is the proper structured HTML content. Super. So we have things available right here. Let's remove it. Perfect. So this route is working perfectly fine. Now on the second route, what we want is send outreach, or the option we had, start sending. So whenever you wanted to send something to any contact, let's pick it, outreach status as send. Now once this Google Sheet is going to give us both type of triggers. One is either create content message, or second is start sending, right? So remember that it's really important, and within one scenario we're going to build both of them. So this route is for creation, this route is for sending. Now sending also has two options. Either it's going to be both SMS and email, or it's just going to be SMS or email. Yep. So let's put a route over here, flow control, again route, and we got two routes. So these two routes are going to be, one is Twilio. So let's go for Twilio. Let's create a message, select this one, and here we have connection established. So again, here also you have to put the SID, the auth token. Both are available over here on your dashboard. So simply go to Twilio home, and on console.twilio.com user account, you will see SID and the authentication token, both available right here. Okay, it's loading, fine. This is good. My Twilio first account. And once you scroll down here, you'll see SID and the authentication token. Just copy all of them and just paste it here. So this connection will be established. Then you can choose like from where you wanted to send this message out. So either it can be phone number, message service channel, and so on. So I'll select phone number. Here I'm going to select the phone number which I already purchased from Twilio, and then to phone number, to the contact phone number which is going to get our outreach. So here we have this phone number mapped. The message body, so we are saying create a body, and this content will be mapped right from the SMS content. So here is personalized outreach text content, right? So this is done. And on the second part, we are going to add the Gmail module. So on the second route, we'll add the Gmail module for now. So let's say Gmail, I have sent an email. And again, Gmail will also follow through the same thing. So for example, you just add a connection here. It's going to ask you to sign in with Google. In case if you face any difficulty, just click on this guide or just refer this particular documentation and you can just run through it. Now we'll have to decide a recipient. So we'll simply say recipient is email ID. Email is available here. Then we have subject line. Subject line will come from here, personalized outreach email subject line, and then content. This is super important. It says you can use HTML tags. So here we are going to map the HTML email. So personalized outreach email HTML over here. Yeah, and that's it. I think from is fine. Attachments, in case if you want to put any by default attachment, that can be done. Copy CC or BCC, that can also be done. So I'll just toggle it off. That's it. Good. Now here we'll have to apply routes or apply conditions. So first of all, if this is so we'll say outreach sending preference is equal to, so I'll just put a match condition again over here, match pattern case insensitive. And if this is either both, so I'll say both, or I just put in the pipe symbol, or it is SMS only. So either of these two, it should follow through, right? So SMS only or both. Yeah, so in this case, it will move here. The second case is, I'll say email only or both. Yeah, and again, here we put the sending preference is match pattern. So match pattern is again going to match like which condition gets fulfilled. Sorry, my bad. Let's go for email only, this one over here, or it should be both. I'm just taking this straight up. So it's either email or both, and above it's either SMS or both. Now after this, once this is done, we are again going to update back the status of this email or message. So we have this log created over here, send email send log or SMS send log. So when this email or SMS was sent and at what time and what is the SMS or message ID. So here again we'll go for the update raw. Again, we'll have to choose the same entire path. So let's see if it can help us a little bit. Oh, not actually. So I'll say automation DIY. Let's move to the next one. Here we have number 7, personalized outreach basic. And okay, perfect. Here's our sheet. Then we have outreach master. We can add simply the raw. So the raw is going to come from here. I'll show you one real simple method as well, but for now, let's do this entire. Now, this is our Twilio route. So we're going to update this here. We'll say message ID and dash. Here we'll say date sent. So date and time, obviously it's getting us both. Yep. So let's save it. Now, what you can do with make is simply drag this module, select it, Control C, Control V, or Command C, Command V, and simply map it here. So you don't have to do that entire exercise what we have done just immediately to select all these sheets and everything. And over here in this route, we are going to use the message ID which is coming from email, like Gmail module. And here we can use the time format. So it can be like now, and I'll say format date. So it's a function actually, it's available here as well. You can see format date must be here somewhere. And then I'll say it's dd-mm-yy-hh. Let me just toggle it off, colon mm, right? So this is how you can get like what is hour minutes is happening. Yeah, and this message will also get updated. So this entire automation is almost ready with this. It's pretty straightforward, pretty simple, and it's going to run every 15 minutes. So we scheduled this automation to run every 15 minutes. You can make time even more earlier. So let's say either it can run every hour or every 2 hours and so on. In case okay, let's try to run something and let's see how it works. So currently I'm just setting everything back to nothing, 0, both SMS email, and let's start generating some content. So let's test this entire automation, then we'll improve it. So I'll say create content for these two people. Let's run it. So obviously it went here because there are no one requires sending. So start sending is not applicable, not available to any of these people, right? So both are actually expecting content to be created. It can take some time, but let's see what happens. So here we got this first one created. GPT is again running here. You can see it's in process. So first message came out, everything is done. And the status got changed automatically to message content created. This also got changed. Hey Emily, hey John, and so on. Yep. Looks great so far. So this short email is created. Super nice. Now we can also test sending, but before that I would like to highlight you something really important. So if you run this automation straight up, and maybe if I have, for example, let's say these 10 people start sending, yep, as like this, all of them will hit this automation immediately, and all these messages will go out on the real time. There will be no time lag, like no time difference, and that can cause some issue about your domain, about your deliverability. So it's super important. In case of email, we should consider some time lag or some delay. So for example, let me just add something here. Let's add a module, and this module is going to be a sleep module. So sleep is basically going to pause this entire route for some time. Let's say we can put 1 hour, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, and so on. So I'll say pause it for 10 seconds for now. You can change it up to 5 minutes, so not a big deal. So whenever there are emails going out, it's going to check if the sleep is applied, and then it's going to pause it for 10 seconds, then second email will go, and then third email will go, and so on. In case of Twilio, there is no such issue at all, so it can just run through whatever number of requests you want to send. So for now, for testing purpose, I have just put in my own phone number over here. So because like I can't send to random people, and emails can also, like, it can be like test@growstacks or something, just for this testing purpose. I'll say manish@growstacks.com, and so on. So we'll be testing with these two first records, and let's remove all these status again. It was, this is fine. This is also message created. Now let's just run for one more where we wanted to create content, so we can just test it. Let's save this automation, run this again. Perfect. So it got us one single record with Jan Smith, and it is generating this content over here. Nice. Let's see. Perfect. So this is also turned back to John, Jan. Both will get some sort of SMS and email. Fine. Now let's dive in and let's test it, whether it send out the message or not. So I'm sending, like, start sending, and let's run this again. Like, see, otherwise this is going to run every 15 minutes, but for now I'm just doing it manually because I want to test this automation. So let's run. Great. So it's sent here, and now it is waiting for 10 seconds on this route. So one SMS is already sent. Let's check out. Here you see. So this SMS log, this message ID, this is the email address, or maybe the sending message ID, and the date and time. Maybe we can just drag it a little more. And both worked well. It's time. Let's see whether we got the message. Perfect. So we got it here. You see, it says, "Hi Jan, hope this email finds you well. There's a proper email, and at GrowStacks we do this." It came to Manish@GrowStacks, and obviously from admin, the account which we connected. Let's check out for test as well. Perfect. So here we see the John's message also came to test GrowStacks. "Hi John, email finds you well." This obviously, this all depends upon like what kind of things you wanted to structure, and like what content you want to send in the email. Just revise the prompt, revise the draft, but this is working perfectly fine. Now only thing what did not happen is over here when we added this function. Instead, let's put it like this. Entire formula that we have constructed over here for now. So whenever it is sending, it is going to follow the same now function. I was expecting a date should be there, but that's fine. Let's keep it. So this is good to go and our automation is working perfectly fine. Now in the next video, we are going to learn how to run this instantly. So currently, even if I turn on the scenario, it's going to run every 15 minutes or every 1 hour or every maybe 5 hours, 6 hours, whenever you want. However, in case if you want to run this instantly, you click on a button over here and this can run. So we are going to establish that functionality inside this entire automation. I hope you liked it. So till now, this is going to be improved so much more. We missed one really important thing over here. So this status has to update. Outreach status should have updated to sent. So I'm just typing in sent over here. This is fine. Let's carry it as well. And this is also sent. Now, one important thing, in case if you wanted to put any sort of delay or sleep before this module as well, before Twilio SMS, then you can do that as well. So that's absolutely fine. Now, this is done. We have this entire automation working perfectly fine for our purpose. What next we have to do is we want to make it as an instant run. So for example, whenever you wanted to like trigger this automation, it should work instantly. How that is possible? Because by default, this automation scenario is scheduled to run every 15 minutes. So let's make it, let's say every 60 minutes now. Click OK. Fine. We are going to build another make.com scenario, which will trigger this automation workflow, right? So even though it is going to run every hour, we can trigger it anytime as per our requirement on the real-time basis. So let's dive in and let's do it. So over here we have the scenario name given like trigger make scenario. So I'm just going to give this. And meanwhile, okay, let's see, trigger make scenario instantly. Yep. So this is the thing. Now here we have to apply a concept of webhook and the Google app script. So how that works? Basically, we'll have to start working with a webhook. Webhook is nothing but a kind of incoming endpoint where you can send any data, any trigger or ping to the system, and it can initiate the entire workflow with values or without any value or data. So here we are going to use webhooks, and on webhook you'll have to choose custom webhook. So first we'll have to establish a webhook over here. So let's click on add and trigger make cold outreach scenario. Yep, this is done. Click save, copy to clipboard. Let's keep it for now with us. Now what we have to do, we can simply ask or we can simply go to Google Sheet, and here we are going to click on extensions, and here we'll choose app script. So what app script will do, basically we can write a short script within Google Sheet which can trigger this webhook. Even before that, let's get in here, let's insert a button to the sheet. So let's go to drawing and let's choose something called shape. Let's choose this one. Let's create a button. I'll say run automation. So this is just the case when you wanted to do things almost on the instant time, like real-time basis. That's why we are creating this. Let's put some font, something good, 14 is fine. Let's choose something like this. Formatting is done. Perfect. Our button looks good. Now we got the button here. Click on this button, drag it like this, and let's make it a little small. Yep, done. Now let's go to ChatGPT, open a new GPT and say, write me a Google app script to trigger this webhook. This is the webhook URL we have put in here. So Google app script will be done right here. GPT is sending us out this entire thing function. So this function is trigger webhook. This is the name of the function. It's fine. It created everything with the URL, with the webhook URL that we have given. And let's go here. Let's paste this entire thing. Copy this. Don't forget to save. So we save this project. Okay, this is fine. Go here on the button. Click here. Assign a script, and we just have to give the script name. So script name comes here, the function and the function name, right? So we have given it here. Click OK, and now this function is ready to start. So as soon as, let me just click here, save. Let's run once. It's waiting for data, and let's click here. Let's see what happens. Finish script, and see here, this triggered one output, but it's empty, nothing came, so that's fine. Now the second important thing here is why we did this, because we wanted to trigger automation through which we can trigger the original scenario. So here we are going to use make.com module. So make has module inside make. That's really funny, and it's super easy to handle things. So it says run a scenario. Now here we'll just go create a connection. Okay, this is a little many process. Let me just go here. So here we are. Now we have to put a few things to establish the MAC connection. So here it says like, first of all, HTTP MAC. So what is your environment? So here I have like Europe 1 is my environment. So I just put in this API key. So you can simply go to your profile on MAC, click on profile and go here API access, and you can simply get this token from here. So here you can say run scenario automation is the label for me for this one. I can do either all permissions together, like it's not a big deal, or either I can go for scenario run, scenario write. So these kind of things. Currently I'm giving all the permissions and the token is ready. So here simply copy this entire token from here. Like you may not try to use it because I'm anyways going to delete this after this video. So that's fine. Now click save and the make connection will be almost ready. Perfect. So here we have the connection ready. Now either you can search for the scenario which we already established. So here we have the scenario automation. This is our scenario ID. Either you can put it this one, or you can click on search scenarios and then you can go and create your, or maybe find out your own scenario. So that's either way, it's fine. Here we'll have to go a little longer. So click admin gross tags and then it is going to give us team ID is my team. It's a little lengthy process. So the best is either you can go with that. Click OK. It's going to search the scenario over here and then we can select cold email, SMS outreach, which is again the same one only. So what happens now, whenever this webhook is getting triggered or from the Google Sheet, it is going to run the scenario as well, right? So let's turn it on and let's see the magic. So over here we have everything set up, established. Great. I'm going to give you blueprint for this as well, but you just have to follow the steps which I mentioned on the previous one. So now let's click on run module, run automation. You see here it triggered and this automation also triggered. There were no operations or like no waiting items, so it did not proceed. However, let's try this, create content, message content. And as soon as you do, now if you want, like let's say you wanted to create message content for these 3 people as well, simply run automation. You don't have to do like wait for 1 hour or 15 minutes or something. This is going to trigger the scenario and you see here it already started working on your request. So the first content came out over here. This is the content Emily. Second content is for Michael and the third is Sarah. Let's see, Michael is also done, Sarah is also done. So yeah, this is super easy. You can make things really fast, really robust, and now you don't have to wait. And anyways, in case if you wanted to leave it as it is, like you don't want to run immediately, create content, I'll say create content, create content. Now I'm not going to click on this. Anyways, it will be created after 1 hour from now, right? So you don't have to bother about like in case if you want instant things, do it. If not, leave it as it is. It will run automatically after 1 hour. That's it. And in case if you wanted to send message to someone, for example, let's say I wanted to send message to Alex, I said start sending, click run automation, and you'll see this is sent. So automation run already, the SMS is gone, the email will take 10 seconds of delay and then this will also be gone. Perfect. So email is also gone. In case if you wanted to see this, let's go to admin gross tags, sandbox. Okay, not here, over here. Let's go to sandbox and let's see. So this Alex Johnson, this is also gone to Alex Johnson. And this is the email format. We can make it more beautiful. Like we can just change the prompt and this can be done even in a better way. So I hope you like this entire automation. Do let me know your thoughts, feedback, comment. In case if you wanted to get the blueprint, it's already there in the course. So get it from there, implement this entire thing and let me know your thoughts. In case if you want more such automations, just comment it like which automation you want. So I'm really happy, excited to contribute my automation skills for your business growth. Great. So we are on the closing of this course and I'm super excited to show you the one last part. I got all the messages on my phone. So over here you can see maybe if it is visible. So I got all these SMS out from the Twilio module and they all are on my respective phone screen. So yeah, this is how the message look like. I cannot or I could not actually mirror the screen, so I cannot show you. But yeah, this is how things are working and super excited to see you implementing this automation in your business. So stay tuned, keep joining this Skool community. I'm going to get you so many more automations which can transform your business and take you to the next level of the growth. So thank you very much. Namaste. Good day. Bye.